A Silent Voice was directed by Naoko Yamada and is an anime film based on a 2013 manga of the same name. The story centers around a young boy named Shoya, who inexcusably picks on another student in his class named Shoko, a new girl who turns out to be deaf and communicates with people through her notebook. But his actions soon result in Shoko leaving the school and his friends turning on him in order to protect themselves from getting in trouble for mistreatment. As a result, Shoya suddenly becomes a victim of the bullying he once inflicted on others. Jump ahead a few years later, Shoya has basically cut himself off from almost everyone and is on a quest to find Shoko and try to make amends for his past actions. The movie was released in Japan in 2016 and has since then seen several limited releases in the US. I finally got to see the dubbed version in January, and I can honestly say this movie hits all the right emotional notes. Being a victim of bullying myself, there are several moments in this film that were hard for me to watch. So as you can tell, this story centers on the issue of bullying, except this one takes a different approach. Instead of focusing on the suffering of the victim and the struggles that she goes through to keep moving forward, the focus is instead on the bully himself, as he discovers the pain that his actions have caused and the effort that he goes through to try to make things better. He even goes through the trouble to learn sign language in order to better communicate with Shoko. But there are still some people that don't trust him and believe he's being nice to her just to seek redemption for himself. And Shoya ends up struggling with the thought that they may be right. Thankfully though, the movie isn't all serious and off-putting. There are some lighthearted and funny moments thrown in to lighten the tone. And they're usually delivered by a strong, lovable supporting cast. Tomohiro, Miyoko, Miki, Naoka, Yuzuru. Geez, what a great assortment of characters. The happy moments with their group of friends kind of reminded me of my own friends in high school. That being said, there are a couple of problems that I have with the movie. Anyone who has seen it knows the most obvious one. It's too long. A good half hour could have been cut from this film, and it would have not harmed the story in any way. A few characters don't even need to exist at all either, like Shoya's brother-in-law. What was the point of that character? I also don't really care for the animation style. It's not bad, I'm just comparing it to the lustrous animation of movies like Your Name and The Library of Studio Ghibli. Movies that are so colorful and dazzling that they really feel like a treat for the eyes to behold. This animation is more pale, not as colorfully stunning, and the lighting is so bright at times that it feels overexposed. Seriously, I can barely make out Shoko's nose and mouth in this shot. But the animation is not what's important here, it's the story. I think this movie can be inspiring to many and show them the trauma of what bully victims can go through. Shoko has lived her entire life with this kind of abuse that she now believes she really is the problem and that everyone in her life would be better off without her. It's important to show these kind of struggles to people who don't understand. The filmmakers even asked Lexi Marmon Cowden, an actual deaf actress, to play the role of Shoko in the English dubbed version. In an interview, she said that Shoko's pain and struggles in the film awoke childhood scars within herself that she didn't even know she still had, and it made it easier for her to relate to the character. The movie can be an emotional roller coaster ride for some. Is it for everyone? Probably not. Unless you're familiar with Japanese anime, I think some audiences may find the relationship between the two leads to be a bit sappy. And there are a lot of scenes with characters crying as well. But I still recommend that everyone give it a chance. I'm going to give A Silent Voice 4.5 stars. Guys, thank you so much for watching my video. It really means a lot to me. And if you like this, you can click here and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.